my YouTubers and my YouTube betters, man. This is the second video, part 2, where we'll go for the ride here. See what this thing be like. As y'all heard, man, if y'all ain't watched the first video, go check that one out, man. Tesla Model Y performance. Don't know, this here is how you open up the door. You know what I'm saying? Real nice and sweet.
Ready for some acceleration?
Yeah. Cool. It's like everything just shifts up in your body.
So if it catches you not paying attention, you know, kind of checking in with the wheel, it'll kick you off autopilot, and you're not allowed to use it for the rest of the trip. Want to give acceleration one more time?
Yeah, one more. Let's get this reaction here. Sheesh. Well, that's it, folks. Dang, man. Red hot chili peppers. Activate. Now. Yo, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, click that bell so you can be notified every time that I upload.
My life in the sunshine. My life in the sunshine.
YouTube, my YouTubers and my YouTube betters, man. This is the second video, part 2, where we'll go for the ride here. See what this thing be like. As y'all heard, man, if y'all ain't watched the first video, go check that one out, man. Tesla Model Y performance. And I just wanted to show y'all, man, in case y'all haven't never seen or don't know, this here is how you open up the door. You know what I'm saying? Real nice and sweet. And like I say, y'all see it right there, Model Y. And you can't even tell it is on, but it's on. Y'all see the nice big screen there. Pardon if you hear the air, man. It feels real great. I'll tell you that right now. It's 100 and something outside. Probably about 102, maybe 101. I think it says on here 97. But it actually feels hotter than that.
So with the air, you can adjust this. With your finger, you can move it up and down.
Sweet.
With your finger here. You can do it here as well if you want to separate them out or do that.
Oh, that's sweet right there.
But it's got a lot of different features. It's got a whoopee cushion. It's got video games. And there's a driving game that you can play and use the steering wheel with it.
Oh, okay.
It's got Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, all that stuff for.
And you can watch all that on the screen.
Yeah, you can't watch it while you're driving. It's really it's really intended to keep you entertained while you're charging for the most part. Yeah.
Right. Speaking of charging, how long like say if you're about dead, right? The battery about dead. How long would it take for it to charge?
Well, it charges at different speeds. So if you charge at home, it'll probably take about maybe 8 hours to go from completely dead to full.
Okay.
Ish. And then if you go to a supercharger station, which is what you would do on a trip, one of those Tesla supercharger stations, they also vary a little bit in their speed, but I would say you can get most of your charge back in less than an hour.
Okay. Is there different plugs far as I mean, you know what I'm saying, like are there different cable plugs that like say maybe like home is like green or something like that, and then
no, so Tesla has a universal plug that they use, but it's proprietary. So if you use a charging station that's not a Tesla one, you have to use an adapter. So the car comes right here. It comes with this adapter right here.
Okay.
And so this is what all the other cars use, is this. And so this, if you're going to a non-Tesla, plug into that, and then it'll come out, and then this is what the Tesla shape is, and it will adapt it to that.
Okay, gotcha.
So you can use any charger, but you'll have to use an adapter if you don't use a Tesla.
Okay. That's sweet, yeah. And everything is pretty much controlled by the panel here.
Virtually everything on this car is controlled by the screen.
Okay.
It's very, I mean, like I just showed you the glove. I mean, even the glove box opens.
Right, yeah, I seen that. What screen size is that? What's that, like a 10-inch, 12-inch or something?
I think it might be 13.
13?
13 or 14, something like that. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. And I see you got the phone on charge down there.
Yeah, so you got 2 chargers here. You just put your phone on it.
Okay. And
it's just an inductive charger.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Tesla did their thing.
Yep. And then you've got a dash cam. So it records your driving. So there's your front, your rear, and then you got a view from each one of the blind spots. And you can review from before. So when I was sitting in my garage, or you're walking around it, filming right there, it shows you.
Sweet.
And you can go through your past trips. You know, if you're driving somewhere, if you're in a parking lot, you know, it's recording you driving here, and records it. And then you've got here.
That's like a
there's a USB stick right here, and it records it to that, and then you can take that and hook it up to a computer and download it if you want to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool, yeah.
And then you've got your autopilot settings here. Set it up for the automatic steering, and the summon here where you can make the car come to you in a parking lot. You can move it in and out of a parking space. You can set how fast you want it to go. You have it, you know, how much above the speed limit, that kind of thing. You can set it to when you put the turn signal on, it'll automatically show the blind spot camera on the screen.
Right.
And your forward collision warning, things like that. It's actually really smart. You know, if you're driving on autopilot and it sees police or ambulance lights, it will actually slow down. It will move over to get out of the way. It's probably smarter than most human drivers.
Right. Yeah.
You've got your basic car controls here on controls, and your pedals and steering. You can put it in chill mode so it's not insanely fast, or you can put it on sport, which of course we would put it on for maximum performance. Yeah, you can adjust the steering feel. You can adjust what happens when you come to a stop. If it creeps like a gas car, it just stays there. You know, your lighting, everything like that. Your navigation, and then it actually does software updates, just like a phone.
Right.
So my software is up to date here.
Yeah.
About once a month they give you a software update. A lot of times you get new features, new safety features. The most recent update they gave us uses the cameras to see if it thinks the car's about to have a crash, and if it does, it'll actually tighten up the seatbelts before it hits for safety. Lots of different things like that, constantly improving the full self-driving, you know, autopilot system, things like that. And you can actually buy upgrades right on the software here. You know, for premium connectivity, which is a must for getting your navigation, your live traffic, things like that. And then on the long range version, you can actually download a performance boost. You can buy extra acceleration for $2,000. You can actually drop the 0 to 60 time by like half a second. So it's actually really, really cool. You know, I anticipate at some point in the future, probably be able to download a performance increase for this actual performance model, but they kind of release them in stages.
Cool.
You know, and then you can monitor the consumption of electricity, things like that here. See how well you've been behaving. I've been pretty good right here. But if you really run this car hard, it'll actually put it off the chart. It'll go above the screen. You can't even see how much electricity it's using.
Right.
And then you got your basic, you know, Spotify, things like that. It's high tech. It's certainly the most high tech car I've ever driven, and it's constantly evolving. So you're always getting new features, new things. It never gets old. It's like a car that just keeps getting better.
Right. As y'all see, we done reached 101 now.
It is.
You know,
it's getting hotter and hotter out there.
And the sun is in.
but we're nice and cool in here. The air conditioning's really good in this car.
Yeah, it is.
And you can actually set it so
and
you can use this for camping. So if you want it, the back seat folds back. I have a mattress that they sell that's the shape of the back. You can camp in the car and just put it on this camp mode here, and it will just keep the air conditioning running for you, keep it nice and cool. But of course, there's no engine, so it's not running. So you can just use a little bit of electricity to keep it a nice temperature.
And that wouldn't use. I mean, I know it would use the battery, but not like super fast.
No, not at all. It's, you know, if you were to camp overnight in a gasoline powered car, you'd use tons of gasoline, but you just use a little bit of electricity to keep the air conditioning on. You've also got dog mode, so if you leave your dog in here while you go into a store, you can keep the air conditioning on, but it stays quiet, so people might think you're leaving your dog in here and they're getting really hot and they're going to get hurt. So what it does is if you put this dog mode on, the screen actually shows a picture of a dog wagging its tail, and it shows what the temperature is. And it says, you know, the dog is happy, it's 72 degrees in here, so no one smashes your window to try to save the dog. They think of everything. You know, you can turn the air conditioning on and off with the app on your phone. I mean, everything is controlled through the app. You can do virtually everything from the app, including virtually drive the car. You can make the car come to you, move back and forth, and you do all that with the app on your phone.
Right. That's sweet. That's sweet too, how it show, like, you know what I'm saying, the town and stuff.
Yeah, the satellite view is really cool.
Yeah. It's like it's a drone type or something.
So with the full self-driving, you can just put, you know, a destination in. And then they have a beta, which I'm not in the beta yet. I'm trying to get in the beta. And it will actually navigate, you know, from house to a house. So I could literally pull out my driveway and it would take over and take me to whatever the address I put in there is. Right now, I just have the regular full self-driving. So pretty much what it'll do, it'll navigate on the highways. It'll take the exits. It'll change lanes, pass people, things like that. On the highway, you know, keep me in the lane on most
without
main
you
roads.
touching it.
Yeah. So it pretty much right now with the full self-driving, it'll keep you in the lane. It'll you know, keep you centered. It'll keep you a reasonable distance from the car in front of you, as long as you have lines on the road. But that's one of the things that the beta adds, is it doesn't even need lines on the road to do it.
Right. Yeah, because a lot of roads don't have. It's more roads that have lines on the road compared to roads that don't, but some of them don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it'll take you most places. I mean, you know, some neighborhoods and stuff like this neighborhood, I have to manually drive it.
Right. Yeah.
But once I get out to the road,
as I see, it has no lines. Sidewalks with no lines.
That's right. You want to take a ride?
Yep.
All right.
I was ready. I think. I heard it feels like a roller coaster when you hit.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. And you can see it's virtually silent. The only thing you're here right now is the air conditioning.
Right.
If you turn the air conditioning off, really the only thing you hear is the wind and the tires. It's very surreal when you first get in one of these cars.
Yeah, coming from an engine combustion gasoline car.
Yeah, internal combustion engine. It's one of the funny things about this is since there's no engine to run,
right,
you don't have to turn it off when you get out. And now I have a habit of when I drive one of my ICE cars, my internal combustion engine cars, is I'll get out and leave it running because I forget that you have to turn it off.
You got to turn it, yeah.
Yeah. But it's really, really smooth riding, and this is the performance. This is actually the stiffer.
Nice neighborhood there.
This is a stiffer suspension actually than the other model, but it's still nice and compliant, even though it's got the large, 21-inch wheels with low sidewalls. It's still really, really comfortable.
Which I had got that on the B-roll on the first video. So if y'all haven't checked that out, go check that out. Yeah.
Are you ready for some acceleration?
Yeah. Cool. It's like everything just shifts up in your body. Sheesh.
Yeah. It's a pretty surreal acceleration. It's got, I think it's 470 foot-pounds of torque, but it doesn't have to rev up to get it like an engine.
Right.
It has all the torque available right from a stop.
Instant, yeah.
So it's, from 0 RPM, you instantly got 470 foot-pounds of torque.
Is this all-wheel drive?
Yeah, so it's got two motors. So it's got one motor that drives the front tires and one motor that drives the rears. And so the difference between the performance and the long range is that the motor in the back is a more powerful motor in the performance. But the front motors are the same.
Right.
So 0 to 60 on this is 3.5 seconds.
Sheesh.
And effectively a family SUV.
Set my head straight back.
Now you use a lot of electricity when you do acceleration like that.
Right. You can hear it though. It's like it's spooning up tight, like.
So now I can put it on autopilot, so I just double tap this down. And now I can keep hands free. Now it does want me to check in on it. It'll ask me to just move the wheel just a little bit to let it know that I'm paying attention. But it'll give you a little notification down here when it's time to touch the wheel. And if you don't do it, it'll start flashing blue up here. Like, you better touch the wheel or we're going to take it away. And if you're not paying attention... Here, it says right here, apply slight turning force, so I just got to do that.
Oh, okay.
And then it can keep driving again. Now, if you don't pay attention to that, you get in trouble. you get suspended, basically. So if it catches you not paying attention, kind of checking in with the wheel, it'll kick you off autopilot, and you're not allowed to use it for the rest of the trip.
Wow.
Yeah. And you see it's keeping the distance from the car in front of us, so I can use this right here. I can control my speed here, and then I can control, if I push right to left right here, I can pick the number of car lengths that I want from the car in front of me. So I have it on 2 right now, and it's just doing its own thing. As long as I check in, it's somewhere around 30 seconds, I think you gotta just
keep checking in.
Yeah, but this is a temporary feature, I'm sure. I mean, this is because the technology isn't quite there yet. It's still a work in progress, but I'm sure by the time they get close to perfecting it, you're not going to have to check in anymore.
All right. It's going in the curves and everything by itself. Yep. Hands free.
Hands free. And what's amazing, and on the highway, it's so much better because it does the lane changes. Bumper to bumper traffic is completely, hands off. You get, besides checking in on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
It'll take you on a commute. I drove from Charlotte to Greensboro and basically didn't have to do anything. I didn't touch the gas pedal or the accelerator. You can't even use the gas pedal term anymore. Didn't do anything but check in on the steering wheel from Charlotte to Greensboro. Never touched a pedal.
Not once.
Yep. And if you know, it'll change lanes for you. But if on the highway you want it to change lanes, you just put on the turn signal, and when there's a clear spot, it'll change lanes when it's ready, when it's safe.
So if stop sign, as y'all see, we went in the curb there. If a stop sign, you come up on a stop sign, will it stop? Or
yeah, yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, it'll show it when you get to a stop sign. It'll show it on the screen here.
Okay.
When you have speed limit signs, those will show up on here, and then it shows what the speed limit is. That's the last sign it saw, basically.
Right.
So it shows the sign go by, and it will adjust what the speed limit is, and then it will adjust your speed based on what the speed limit is.
That's sweet. Now my car showed the speed limit sign or the speed limit.
Even sees the trash can. See that?
Yeah. I think I got that on camera. I don't know if I think I got the trash can on the outside too as well.
So it shows trash cans. It shows traffic cones. It shows people, and it shows motorcycles, trucks, vans, cars. It's pretty intelligent. You know,
right.
It uses the cameras, so everything's done by cameras. It's called Tesla Vision. They're not using radar or anything now. It's all by vision.
So as y'all see, the car is braking. He's not touching.
And see, it says a stop sign's coming up, and so it's automatically stopping. And you can see on the screen it shows the stop sign. So I just got to acknowledge that I've stopped, and then I should be able to tell it to go. And then we'll get back in the lane and start going again.
God almighty, that's sweet.
Yeah, the biggest challenge, honestly, with this car is getting back into another car.
Right. Okay.
Because when I get into a car that doesn't have these features, it's really easy. You almost get lazy because you don't have to. I mean, I won't say you don't have to pay as much of attention, but it's really tempting to not pay attention quite as much when you know that the car can do this. And so I'll find myself having to focus on driving another car a lot more, and like I said, making sure I turn it off, that kind of thing. But you know, it handles the curves, it does the braking that it needs to do, and it's only tried to kill me a couple times. So this is the kind of thing, it's still a work in progress. It gave a forward collision warning there.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then with these cameras, sometimes the sunlight will reflect wrong or something like that, and sometimes it'll slam the brakes for no reason. You know, it's got a lot of things that need to be worked on, but you know, it's still new technology.
Right.
And so you have to understand, when you get this vehicle, you're getting a lot of features that other cars don't have, but you know, this is typically the first car to get them. So, but the good thing is that they're constantly releasing updates.
Coming to the light.
So it will stop at the light, and it knows where the line is and everything. The red line, and so if the light is green, it'll beep. See it beep, letting me know that it was green, and then that line turned green. And then I gotta manually do the turn because I don't have the beta. See, it saw me going off the road, and it pulled me back into the lane. So now I just gotta put it back on autopilot. I'll take care of the rest of it as long as I just kind of keep checking in. So it sees the green, and it wants me to confirm that it's safe to go through. That's another one of the things. It's new technology. It doesn't want a car coming through if it gets an error and it sees it green, but it's actually red. You know, it's really probably too cautious. But I guess you'd rather have it be overly cautious than crashing.
Right.
But it's absolutely incredible. I mean, it's really hard to go back to another car and not feel like it's old. The best way I've been able to describe this car to people is it's like going from a flip phone to a smartphone.
Yeah. A whole different animal there.
It really is. And it just keeps getting better. I can't wait to see what this car is going to do, you know, in a couple of years. I mean, the car's capable of completely driving itself with no person in it. I mean, at some point in the future, you know, this car would be able to go pick someone up. You just tell it where to go, and go pick up your friend and come back with nobody in it.
Right.
And then it'll be interesting to see, you know, once they start applying this technology, you know, people drinking and driving, those kinds of problems. Having the car do that, you know, can save a lot of lives, keep people from drinking and driving if the car can drive for them. You know,
right.
That's a lot of things to think about in the future, the benefits of a car like this. And it's fun. It's faster than any sports car I've ever owned. I mean, it handles amazing like a sports car. It's got a really low center of gravity because all the batteries, the floor is basically batteries. So I think it's like 1,800 pounds of just batteries right at the bottom.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a lot of batteries.
But yeah, the bumper-to-bumper traffic is the best. You don't ever want to be in bumper-to-bumper traffic with another car once you've done this, because, I mean, you literally just sit here.
That is too sweet.
Want to give acceleration one more time?
Yeah, one more. Let's get this reaction here. Sheesh. Well, that's it, folks. Dang, man. Sheesh. That's crazy right there. Set the head back and everything. Y'all seen it. Y'all seen it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man, and got a good bit of a better knowledge on the Tesla and the Model Y performance, of course. Sam, man, I greatly appreciate this one.
Absolutely.
And catch y'all on the next video, man. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Run the outro.